I've tried every coding tool on the market. This one is by far my favorite. PMs are using it for prototypes. Founders are using it to scale to 10K MMR in days. The app is Replit. I've spent the last 12 months learning what works and what doesn't. And what I found is that Replit has shipped more features than the competition. Design mode, fast mode, agent 3, Figma import, 30+ integration. This AI coding tool exploded from 2.8 million to 150 million ARR in the last 12 months. So throw away your old tutorials because they don't apply anymore. Today I'm giving you the guide for Replit in 2026. So let's get right into it. Replit went from code editor to the most feature-rich AI coding platform over the last 12 months. These are a couple of the launches I think are the most important for you to understand. In September, they launched Agent 3. In November, they launched Design Mode, which was the same month they launched Fast Mode. They continued to improve their Figma import and their 30+ connectors. And in December, they dramatically expanded their free plan. If you watch to the end of this episode, you'll understand how all of these things work. So let's get to lesson 1, which is Design Mode. Design Mode exists and most people are ignoring it, but it's very powerful. It's perfect for mockups and static sites. So use Design Mode when you need marketing sites, landing pages, anything without a backend. I actually made this mistake myself where I did tons of things in app mode, but that was making things look slower than they needed to be. So don't make my mistake and don't always use app mode. That adds unnecessary backend complexity. So when you arrive on the Replit homepage, it's really easy to toggle into Design Mode. You'll normally be in app mode. You just need to change that toggle here to design. Then you can hit it with your prompt. So here I have created one to ask it for a modern SaaS landing page for an AI writing assistant with hero, features, pricing, and testimonial sections. So here is when this stuff should be really used. In the old way that I used to teach, when I used to teach junior product managers about things, I would say, okay, create a napkin sketch. Then maybe if it's a really important feature, get a designer to make a prototype. Maybe if it's really important to test with users, have an engineer code it. And a lot of times we'd skip the prototype phase altogether. That was the old way. In the new way, you're creating an AI prototype even in planning. And by the time you're actually building a feature, you're for sure creating a prototype. If you want to do that, Design Mode is just fine. So let's take a look and see how Replit did. It took about 2 minutes to work through this whole plan. You get to see all of the agent usage. It costs you 34 cents. You can go in and take a look at the code changes. So this is always fun to just understand and learn. And then of course you can see the preview. So you've got a fully responsive and interactive page. It's of course not going to be a full functional application, but you can just click to convert it. So I often find if I'm going to be iterating on the front end of an AI prototype, I'm going to use Design Mode first. It's faster. So don't have overkill with your AI prototype if you don't need it. Do it to the level of fidelity you want so that you're saving cost and saving time. Let's see what it looks like when we hit click to convert to a full application. This is when you're going to go from design to production ready app with a database. It's always insightful to watch what it's doing here, and it's actually realizing that backend isn't that important, so it's just making a small backend update around how it looks. So when it's all done, it comes back to me, and it just worked for 48 seconds, and it says, hey, we haven't done email capture or contact form. Let us know if you want to. Now, the cool thing is you can just go ahead and hit publish, and that's going to open up these settings. You can choose public or private. You can even create a domain. Now check this out. This website is live on the web. This is the power of Replit not just being a front-end prototyping tool and not just being an AI coding agent, but an everything tool. The old way of product development is that we would use a napkin sketch. Maybe we would get design to create a low-fidelity mock. Rarely would we get engineering to build a high-fidelity prototype. Now we've compressed everything. A PM in 2 minutes and 48 seconds of Replit build time, which was roughly 50 cents of tokens, you can create a fully functional prototype. So you can use a fully functional prototype in the planning phases, in the problem exploration, even in the solution exploration. A PM can generate multiple versions, and Replit will help you do that. Now let's say you want to iterate on your prototype. The normal way to iterate would be to use agent mode. So if you have a big feature request, you should use the normal agent mode. And this is especially true if you're building a production app. You're going to want to continue iterating, right? So you're going to use agent mode for most things. Let's say we want to add in a clickable pricing page from the pricing link, build that out in that connection. So Replit worked for 1 minute and it charged me 53 cents. How did it do? If I click pricing, we get a pricing page that works. So the agent mode is really good for most changes, but not all changes. I want you to understand 2 tweaks that I like to use. Tweak number 1 is plan mode. If you guys use Claude Code, you're probably familiar with plan mode. This is gonna get you to interact. It's gonna more clearly specify a feature. If you have a relatively high-level generic feature, let's say you said something like build out the other links. Plan mode is perfect for that because it needs to understand what are the other links? What do you want me to build out specifically? And so it's going to ask you the right prompts and make it very easy for you to specify things instead of having to do all that thinking up front. So one of the handy things I like to do is expand out my agent mode when this happens and then read it. Then you can tell it, okay, maybe I just want the features page. Just make sure you switch back to build mode to actually build it. So this change took a little bit longer. It took nearly 3 minutes and it cost $1. As your code base expands, the agent's going to take longer. And in this case, you can see that it's opened up your features page, but I bet it's also linked the pricing and the features page together. So it's had to affect more files. So that is why it costs a little bit more. If you're going to do that for a plan and build, beware. What about the other end of features? Features that are fast changes. That's when you want to turn on fast mode. Fast mode is my second lesson for you guys, which is don't do overkill with the agent mode and stuff like that. As we saw, $1 for one change. These costs are going to add up really, really quickly. So you want to be able to strategically use fast mode, especially for small visual changes. So one of the things that people say is that AI often uses purple. So change the colors from purple to blue. Now look at that. It's got to modify all the same files, right? But it's done so in just 10 cents. So you get a 10x cost reduction, right? And this is really important. And I highly recommend you guys use fast mode. It's going to save you a lot of money. Now let's talk about the third lesson, which is really important for y'all to understand, which is Figma import. We're all still working with product designers for the most part. Figma is still the best tool for product design. So you want to use that Figma import. So let's see the Figma import in action. We'll go ahead and choose a specific frame. We'll hit share so that we can get that share link. Then we'll head over to Replit. On the homepage, you can import a code or design, import a Figma design, drop in your Replit. You might need to authenticate your Figma. It's one click. All right, so for 29 cents, you can see that in less than a minute, Replit has completed a Figma import that's accurate. That's the power of Figma import. The fourth lesson I want you guys to deeply understand is connectors and their various types. So there are essentially 3 integration tiers. There are Replit managed, which are what you're always going to want to use first with zero setup. There are then connectors like Stripe and OpenAI, which are your next up, which you set up once and then you can use across all of your projects. And then there are external APIs, which are your last resort for anything not in the connector list. I used to use a lot of manual configuration and then I realized connectors and it was a huge time saver. So let's return to our example of our vibe coded app. Let's say we're now trying to add in AI functionality. What does that look like? What if we wanted the AI to actually have a little free version that gives them feedback via 5.2? Then we could prompt the AI for that. Let's say we wanted to prompt the AI in order to add a free version with GPT 5.2 analysis. This is something we'll want to use plan mode for, and we can prompt the AI. So let's take a look at the approach it generated, which took 20 seconds and cost me $1. They'll use the built-in Replit integration so that we don't have to use an OpenAI API key. So we like that plan and we'll hit start building. So what you're going to see is it's going to want to add OpenAI and you're not even going to use an OpenAI API key. You just approve. I think this is one of the coolest features of Replit, bar none, and you're not going to get this in most other tools. So it took about $2 and 3 minutes and Replit has built it. Let's test it out. So let's hit it with something about Replit and see how it does. On my first try, we've gotten an error, so let's have it debug. Cost us about 15 seconds. Let's see if it worked. So let's hit it with a quick one sentence and see how it analyzes my text. Wow. You can see that we've got a cool UI. We've actually used GPT 5.2. In minutes, we've built a GPT 5.2 wrapper on Replit. That's the power of this thing. All you have to do is hit republish, and now this is live. You have a live OpenAI using app out there for anybody to use. Replit is awesome, and this is how you do it all. Now let me talk about the final lesson, which is Agent 3. This is one of their most hyped up features, and it offers next level autonomy. To enable this, I'm going to go ahead and go to Enable Max Autonomy. Then I'm going to hit it with the prompt. So let's check back into our autonomous mode agent. I kicked it off 5 minutes ago. You can see it's taken tons of tasks. It's generated guidelines. It's configured the application. It's searched for authentication. It's added authentication. It can take so many long running steps. And that's what I love about Replit, and why I wanted to end with this for you guys is you're rarely going to find a coding agent that can go for 200 minutes, but Replit's autonomous max mode really can. You can see 6 minutes later, it's still wiring up things autonomously. This is AGI in action. Can you feel the AGI? All right, maybe not really AGI, but it's very cool to watch. And now you can see the app is already there and functional. And that's the power of autonomy mode. It's going to continue working. You can set it off to be your personal employee. Now let's go into our sixth and final lesson for 2026 in Replit, which is understanding deployment. You have two options, static or auto scale. For design mode projects, landing pages, use static. For app mode projects and anything with a database, make sure to choose auto scale. So what did you guys learn today? Here's your decision framework for what we covered. If you don't need a backend, use design mode. If you're making a small change, use fast mode. If you have a Figma design, import it first. If you need external services, use connectors first. And if you're deploying your app with a backend, make sure to auto scale. Congratulations, you just compressed 6 months of learning into a 2026 Replit framework. Now go check out the tool. Tell me how you think it compares to other tools out there, what AI coding agents you're using. If you give me all of your insights in the comments, I'll pick one random lucky winner to get a free paid subscription to my newsletter for a year. I will check for that comment winner 7 days from now. So you have 7 days from publish to use this. After that, the offer's over. So comment down below if you enjoyed this tutorial, what you learned, and I'll pick one winner.